Today I'm going to make some ice cream. Now, and it comes to summertime, I love to have something cool and refreshing, also easy to make. That's really cool, but fun to make. Believe it or not, you don't have to have an ice cream maker to make ice cream. And today I'm just going to make it using some ice and salt and a pair of bowls, and I'm going to show you how to make good, fluffy, soft, very exciting ice cream with simple, basic kitchen gadgets. Easy stuff to use. Folks, whatever flavor you want, you can make. We're going to get into the different flavors in just a minute and how much of each item to use for each different kind of ice cream. I'll throw out a couple of different types for you, and you'll get a good recipe from this. Also a good method of approach when it comes to making sorbets and ice creams and stuff like that. This is a really cool one. Oh, by the way, the background, I know it looks a little different than usual. Today I just didn't feel like putting up the backdrop set. I'm here in my office where I edit videos, right back here. And so here I am. So anyway, let's, I'm gonna move over to my living area, get on the sofa and my coffee table, and I'm gonna make ice cream right there. I'm not gonna do this in the kitchen. I'm gonna make fun out of this. This is good for kids. This is good for kids. So consider that if you're looking for an option to keep kids that are probably staying at home this summer, to keep them busy. This will keep them busy for a while. It'll give them something to make that they're really going to love. And if you set it up just right, if you have multiple kids, each one gets to make their own special ice cream. Not hard. Let's get into this. Come on. We need to get into the ingredients here. Before I do that, let me mention you're going to need a pair of bowls. One bowl needs to be about twice the size of the other, and the first bowl, the smaller one, needs to be about 3 to 4 times bigger than your batch of ice cream, because remember, it gets larger as you freeze it down. It expands. All right? Here, let me unwrap this. I have this little guy, which is, oh man, candy bar. Yeah, we're going to turn that into some, look at that, into some chocolate chips. And over here I got some sugar, and I've got back here some rock salt. This is actually ice cream salt. And some heavy cream, and half and half. A little pinch of salt I'll be using. But also I've got some flavorants like vanilla. I have some peppermint extract. And just for the fun of it, I want to turn the stuff green, so I got some green food coloring here. This is a powder type food coloring. I've been testing these out lately, and they've been remarkable. So we'll see how good of a color of green we can get for our ice cream. And this will be for a mint chocolate chip. And I am looking forward to it. Folks, when making ice cream, here's how it works. You got to have a little bowl for the ice cream mixture. You have to have a big bowl for the ice and salt. So I'm going to pour all of my ice in here. I'm going to pour a liberal amount of salt over the top of it so I get as much melting action as absolutely possible. Important to get a lot of melting going, because that's what creates the cold condition that allows our ice cream to freeze. We're making a brine solution here, and that is how Professor Fahrenheit created his scale. That was the baseline for his scale. For zero, the temperature of 0 on Fahrenheit scale was created from a brine solution, an equal quantity of salt and ice by weight mixed together. The brine solution that you get off of that equals 0 degrees. It's just that simple, folks. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to create a brine that is very, very cold. So simple. In this bowl, place all of your other ingredients, your cream, your half and half, sugar, a pinch of salt, your peppermint extract goes in here, any colorants, all hits this, and then you simply mix them together. Once they're mixed together, we place this down into our frozen bowl, which is the brine solution, and we start just gently mixing this, and in time it turns into ice cream. Okay, and you got to be patient. It's going to take you in the neighborhood of 35-45 minutes to get a good firm soft serve ice cream. Okay, you can at that point put it in the refrigerator and make it firmer. it should be in the neighborhood of between 15 and 20 degrees by the time you get it to the refrigerator. All right, so that's what we're looking for from this bowl. This is a simple enough thing. Just got to get it all mixed together and we'll be making ice cream. I would like to mention the same exact quantity of cream and half and half and sugar can be turned into many things. Okay, so let's talk for a minute. Let's take out that peppermint extract and the chocolate chips and hazelnuts and just go with 2 teaspoons of the vanilla. And suddenly I have this rich, delicious vanilla ice cream that's fantastic. And I'm going to advocate get some Mexican vanilla. If you've never tried it, you can't imagine how good their vanilla is. It is different from American vanilla. The flavor is richer and deeper and has a much better profile. If you want to make strawberry ice cream, we'll take about a cup of strawberries, okay, and slice them up. And then take some more strawberries, about a half a cup, and make about a half a cup of strawberry puree. Put that strawberry puree down with the cream and the sliced strawberries right down in there, and then stir it up. That's going to be your strawberry ice cream. If you want, again, half a teaspoon of the vanilla to make that strawberry ice cream, and that gives it that, people perceive that vanilla flavor as the cream flavor, okay? It's just something that happens in people's brain. So you have a couple of options there. This is different ways of seeing this. You can make a coffee flavored ice cream by putting in a teaspoon of coffee extract instead of the others. You can make orange, you can make lime, you can make any flavor you want ice cream. It's up to you. It's your choice. Any extract out there, any flavor out there, any kind of fruit that's out there, any food, you can turn your ice cream into that flavor. Okay, I'm going to get on with this. Ice in here and then the salt. Okay. I did mix together all of my ingredients, as you see here. I'm getting freezing action. You see there on the end of my spatula? That's what's happening. And it's happening against the bowl surface where it's in contact with the cold brine solution in the outer bowl. So it's the way it works. Now I'm using a spatula, stirring it occasionally, and slowly it will become fluffy and creamy. We've been doing this for 7 minutes and 39 seconds, and we're already starting to see freezing action. So occasionally stir this. Your clumps of chocolate and things like that at first are going to sink to the bottom and they will freeze to it. So be prepared for that to happen and use your spatula just to scrape it free. It'll work fine. There we go. Ice cream making 101, folks. This is really simple. I'm looking at about an hour-long procedure to get this to where it is very, very cold and quite frozen and ready to eat. Okay, so you'll see significant results in 30 minutes. You'll be wanting to eat it in 45 minutes, and you'll be surprised at how cold and hard it gets in this situation in 1 hour. Well, we have freezing going on, okay? Ice cream is happening right now, and it's really cool. My count up timer is now showing 24 minutes. And with it being 24 minutes in, I have a very cold brine underneath this. I just checked it with my thermometer, and the brine I have going on under the ice cream here is at about 5 degrees. It may have dropped since then. So it's very, very cold, and it's giving me a very good quality freezing action on my ice cream. Just remember to stir this every couple of minutes, because what you're doing is you're breaking the frozen part away from the side of the bowl, which allows more of that liquid to hit the side of the bowl, and then it freezes, and so forth and so on. So if you would, just keep approaching it that way, and you're going to end up with something wonderful. It's looking good. Patience. The quantity of everything I'm going to use for making my ice cream in the living room is just so simple. Folks, you're going to be using as much rock salt as it takes. Now I recommend just getting a regular box of the stuff. The one I got, let's see, how heavy is this? It's what? A 4-pound container of rock salt. It's going to be more than enough. And this is ice cream salt specifically, so it's a certain size granule. There's no quantity that I use to this. However, the other ingredients, half a cup of sugar. I've got 1 cup of heavy cream. Now that is the heavy whipping cream, or what some people call, well, heavy cream, as I mentioned. So some people call heavy cream, some people call it whipping cream, some people call it heavy whipping cream. It's all the same thing. What you're looking for is a butterfat content between 30 and 33%, and that's what that is. This is half and half, so we have a much lower butterfat content, so more between 12 and 15% here. So that is going to make a little bit different mouthfeel when it comes to good ice cream. So I've got 2 cups of half and half, 1 cup of heavy cream to go with our half cup of sugar, and on this candy bar I'm going to use a half of that. I'm going to break it up into small pieces and then use that in this. And this is a large size candy bar. I think it was like 7 or 8 ounces, somewhere in that neighborhood. So I'll be using about 3, maybe 3.5 ounces of my busted up chocolate. Pinch of salt on that. The food coloring, just as much as it takes to turn it green. It'll be like maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon to start with, and that should do the trick. And then on the extract, I'll be using 1 teaspoon of the peppermint extract in this, and 1/2 of a teaspoon of the vanilla extract. And that's it. That's our recipe, just that simple. Let's take a look at the final thing, now that it's all frozen. Well, folks, my neighbor is playing his music really loud, and I'm up to 49 minutes, about to hit 50 minutes there on our ice cream mixture. And this is like a very thick, heavy cookie batter at this point. And I'm hang on, scraping it free still. And there we are. So just keep turning it, and then push it down against the sides of the bowl and get freezing again. And then I turn it again, and basically I'm there. I've got a very beautiful, what they would normally call a soft serve ice cream. Like this would go great on an ice cream cone at this point. I'm going to give it another 10 minutes. It'll get a little colder, a little firmer, but as you can see from this little lip that's sticking up right there, that's pretty doggone cold, all right? There it is. Ice cream. Didn't take much, did it? Less than an hour. Oh. It gets kind of firm and hard to scrape free from the bowl, so be prepared. I like to pull the bowl over to the edge so the lip of it pushes down on this and it won't dip down and get any water in it. Nice. I'm already enjoying some of this. Oh, let's stir it again. It is so, wow, so incredibly firm at this point. It's really kind of very difficult to stir. So it's hard to work with. I'm going to be putting this, transferring it to another dish, put it in my freezer, and I'm done. But for now, I've been sitting here enjoying some ice cream. It's so much different than store-bought ice cream. And that's because this doesn't contain any junk. There's no high fructose corn syrup. There's no dextrose. I can taste dextrose immediately if it's in something, and I hate that flavor. Folks, good ice cream. Please enjoy your ice cream. I'm sure going to enjoy mine. If you would, take a look right down in my description box. You'll find my links there. Links to the rest of my channel, Texas Cooking Today. Also, to my website, which is S.A.Trotter.com. That's S.A.Trotter Arts, LLC, ladies and gentlemen. And that's where my recipes and shirts and caps and prints and everything else that I'm selling at this time, that's where it's sold. If you would take a look at that, I've got some neat stuff there. And thank you very much for watching this. And please, enjoy your ice cream. Have a good day. And thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye. Perfect.